After King David's rule brought unity and strength to Israel, his son Solomon inherited a kingdom at its peak. Solomon's reign was marked by prosperity, wisdom, and grand achievements, like the building of the temple. However, his success came at a cost. Solomon's heavy taxation and forced labor to finance his building projects strained the people, particularly the northern tribes. Moreover, Solomon's many foreign wives led him to allow idol worship within Israel, compromising the nation's commitment to God. As Solomon's reign came closer to its end, discontent grew among the tribes, particularly those in the north, who felt neglected and oppressed. Amidst this unrest, a man named Jeroboam emerged as a voice for the northern tribes. Jeroboam was known for his leadership abilities and had initially served under Solomon. Seeing Jeroboam's potential as a leader, the prophet Ahijah foretold that God would give Jeroboam control over 10 tribes of Israel as a judgment against Solomon's idolatry. This prophecy hinted at the impending split. When Solomon died, his son Rehoboam ascended the throne. The northern tribes, under Jeroboam's leadership, approached Rehoboam to seek relief from the oppressive policies of his father. They requested that he lighten their load in exchange for their loyalty. Initially, Rehoboam sought the advice of his father's elders, who advised him to show kindness and grant the request to secure peace. However, Rehoboam rejected their counsel and turned to his younger, inexperienced friends, who urged him to assert his power by being even harsher than his father. Following this advice, Rehoboam told the people, "My father disciplined you with whips, but I will discipline you with scorpions." This response triggered open rebellion. The northern tribes, feeling both oppressed and disregarded, declared their independence and crowned Jeroboam as their king. Thus, Israel split into 2 kingdoms, Israel in the north, with Jeroboam as king, and Judah in the south, under Rehoboam. Jeroboam, worried that his people might turn back to Rehoboam if they went to worship in Jerusalem, established 2 golden calves in Bethel and Dan, urging the people to worship there instead. This idolatrous act set the northern kingdom on a path of spiritual decline. The division of Israel into 2 kingdoms had lasting consequences. The southern kingdom, Judah, had occasional revivals under kings like Hezekiah and Josiah, who sought to bring the people back to God. However, the northern kingdom never fully returned to God, leading to its destruction by Assyria. Judah survived longer, but eventually fell to Babylon. The division marked a period of instability and weakened both kingdoms spiritually and politically, leaving them vulnerable to external threats. Applications. Solomon's allowance of idol worship ultimately led to division and downfall. Compromising one's faith to please others may seem harmless initially, but can have far-reaching consequences. God calls us to obedience, knowing that disobedience brings division and hardship. Rehoboam's arrogance and disregard for wise counsel triggered a national crisis. Good leaders are humble and seek wise advice, valuing their people's well-being over personal power. In every setting, leaders influence those they lead, for better or worse. The northern tribes' grievances were legitimate. They felt overburdened and overlooked. Justice and fairness are essential for unity. Ignoring the needs of others creates resentment and division. Upholding justice promotes harmony in families, communities, and nations. Jeroboam's alternative worship centers in Bethel and Dan led Israel away from God. Worship must be centered on God, not convenience or personal preference. Compromising worship can lead individuals and communities away from true faith. The division of Israel reminds us that decisions today affect generations. Solomon, Rehoboam, and Jeroboam made choices that impacted their descendants. In our lives, the decisions we make, especially regarding faith and relationships, have lasting implications.